Tuckshop owners have been left counting their losses after the Consumer Protection Commission conducted a Tuckshop blitz on compliance in the Harare downtown Tuckshops. The blitz, which was conducted from the 14th to the 15th of March, saw the Commission with various stakeholders like Zimra conducting checks and seizing smuggled goods from Tuckshops along Leopold Takawera, Rizende Charter Road, as well as Mbare. Michelle Kanguru gives us more.
The Tuckshops here in downtown Harare have proven to be more popular than the formal retail outlets. They are spreading across the city and dominating business. Most people shop here because of the relatively low prices, but authorities have raised concern over the standard of some of the goods.
Yeah, to prefer to take my Tuckshop because most of the things are a bit cheaper in comparison to those goods which we can buy from the retail shops.
Isu tinofarira kutenga muma-tuckshops nokuti ma-tuckshops zvinhu zvakachipa plus rate yavo yakanaka unlike kuenda kwana OK nekwana TM. Rate ravo reRTGS versus US zvakaoma.
The Tuckshop blitz was necessitated by the constant disregard of consumer rights by businesses, with shops operating against the Consumer Protection Act. The blitz looked to enforce compliance on issues such as failure to display prices for goods, illegal disclaimer notices, selling expired products, and the absence of product labeling and trade descriptions. The raids discovered over 3,374 2-liter bottles of Mazoe Orange Crush and 61 cases of 350 milliliters of Mama's tomato sauce, which was smuggled into the country. The goods have been seized by Zimra.
Some products that are smuggled into the country, they are supposed to pay duty, which is revenue to the state. So automatically it means the huge inconvenience. And in most cases, according to raids that way have been carried out in the past, we have realized that some goods that are smuggled would have expired. And those goods that are expired are those that are then taken onto the shelves.
The Commission says it will only tighten the noose on businesses that are operating at the expense of consumers and their rights.
Tuckshop owners must comply with the law, whether it's the Consumer Protection Act, because what the regulatory authorities are simply doing is enforcing the law. So we have no problem with anything in line with law enforcement. Where the law has been broken, there is need for remedial action, and it comes in many ways.
Now, Tish, I'm not really sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing. And, you start thinking we're smuggling things that are supposed to be made in our country. Where's it
I think for
from?
me that's the most confusing part. That I think over 3,000 liters of Mazoe being smuggled into the country. But I also feel like there is a general misconception. I understand and respect the need for there to be regularization, whether it's with Zimra or the Consumer Protection Authority. But I think something that Tuckshops have offered us as consumers is fair pricing.
Right.
Because sometimes you see something, for example, that you might find in a Tuckshop going for a relatively affordable price. You can go to some of these major retail supermarkets and it's maybe times 3, times 4 the pricing. Yes, I don't know if it's just purely down to smuggling. I think if it's down to smuggling, then the issue has to be with the border authority and how porous it is. But if we're smuggling products that are made in here, I think that speaks to maybe a bigger problem in terms of the systems that are in place. Why is it easier for somebody to export Mazoe and then have it smuggled back in
to
than
resell
than just to create a value chain where it can just be produced, manufactured here, and retailed here as well. So I think there's a lot of, I hope there's a holistic approach and it's just not just punitive measures that are being taken against the Tuckshop owners. I hope there's collaboration. I hope they also have maybe their own representative associations who can stand up for them and say, you know what, all right, we understand the concerns around labeling and all these things that you have done, but they can also justify their position. So they're saying we are cheaper because maybe we use foreign currency. And maybe that's where, if that's the issue that they have, that they're pricing only in foreign currency, then that's a totally different conversation. But if they're talking about smuggling, then that's something else. But then I guess it's something that we'll obviously continue unpacking as we get more and more information around this, because it affects both you and me.
Celebrate the journey of timeless tunes on Sunguro Chronicles, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Konapo Konapo, Ipapo Ipapo, Bazetian Prime, DSTV channel 294. The place to be.